possible for us together to be able to transform the education systems in Kenya, including the community mindsets.
Last year, we conducted a pilot study on inclusive education in Kajiado among education officials and teachers in general. And these were regular teachers, some who are already familiar with learners with special needs. So the pilot recommended, among other things, the need to improve disability responsive learning support, the need to use differentiated instruction and small group support, and the need to strengthen learner engagement and also strengthen parental and caregiver engagement. These findings from the pilot informed this scale-up, that is the current longitudinal study we are talking about. So this 3-year longitudinal study is expected to provide us very vital information that will provide a shift in how inclusive education is implemented in our schools. We have ensured that due diligence is done to make sure that effective data collection is carried out, and therefore credible findings are arrived at. At the end, we intend to ensure that the objectives of the study are realized.
So we are just about to conduct our baseline, that is early next month. We want to see where they are as at now and where they will be at the end line. So our target here is to ensure that 50% of those girls with disabilities transit to the next level of education. And that is what our data will be capturing. We have just developed knowledge products, and one of the knowledge products that we have developed is a sensitization toolkit for the pre-service and in-service teacher training. So here we shall actually be onboarding 7 diploma teacher training colleges to infuse this. In these 7 colleges where we want to pilot this, we want to see it is something that actually can be scaled up even to the level of the higher levels of teacher training institutions, the universities, undergraduate programs, the master's program, the PhD programs. Currently, we are in the process of nominating 600 research assistants, that is 60 for each sub-county.
We have 3 research questions that are guiding our work. I will briefly run through them. The first research question that is guiding our study is: how does in-service training influence behavioral and attitudinal changes among educators to impact learning outcomes for girls with and without disabilities? So we are starting with teachers. We want to see how is their attitude and their behavior affecting learning outcomes for girls with and without disabilities. Secondly, we want to see which elements of the training that will be carried out are most frequently adopted, and how can we effectively scale their use. So there will be monitoring of implementation, there will be classroom observation, there will be several ways in which we'll be monitoring how these elements are being implemented and see what is it that is adopted most frequently and how can we scale up its use. Thirdly is how can data be leveraged to support the continued retention of girls with and without disabilities in school. Schools that we are going to work with are public schools that have integration or inclusive learning, and that they have also pre-primary classes. The learners we are going to work with are limited to PP1 to grade 3, those 5 classes. So we will have in each school the 5 teachers together with the head of the institution. And then the parents of these learners that will be part of the study, we will work together with them so that we can see what is happening at home and how is this impacting their performance also in school. The pilot study was conducted in January, done in 3 schools in Nairobi, and don't confuse it with the pilot that was done in Kajiado that was done much earlier. This is a smaller one, just to make sure that the tools are working well. So we spoke to 84 learners, and then out of those, 26 had disabilities. We administered the questionnaire to 11 teachers. We had 8 classroom observations. We interviewed 3 heads of institutions, and we had 1 focus group discussion with caregivers. And the team that did this pilot was composed of Ministry of Education officials and tough staff. Pilot showed that we have tools that allow us to be able to gather information, analyze it, granularize it, break it down so that we can be able to know where the challenges are. So we are happy with the tools we have got. We think we can go to the field with them, and we can be able to generate a report that will be useful to the team. So this study will be really focusing around how gender responsive is pedagogy. We are working together, and we believe that since we are a technical working group, it will be easier for us to be able to advance the policy agenda as we do so.
By the time we finish this study in May, I'm sure K and BS will be ready basically to see how this data is able to be uploaded into the national statistical system.
I pronounce that this commissioning of the longitudinal study has officially been launched.